Well, it's the last day of 2021. Happy New Year. And just reading the news, reflecting on the political climate in the country. And I wanted to talk about January 6th because if you ever go to MSNBC or any kind of, the regular media maybe have somewhat moved on from this, but if you look at the liberal media, they're still obsessing about it and like it's still cover page, front page stuff, the examination about it or what it means, or finally the secret like white supremacist plot or who the Donald Trump's text or whatever, just any kind of like a little spin on that you can possibly have. And I mean, the real question is, why are they so obsessed with it still? What about it is it that deep down inside that they know that their progressive or left wing policies are really unpopular with certain people, and there's kind of like a silent majority building up resistance, or actually might be galvanized politically. I mean, you have to put it into context, which is we have this COVID lockdown that basically that was detrimental to people's psychology in the beginning. It was very stressful for people as far as losing their jobs. People getting checks to stay at home, and it's so you could see we have a polarized climate, political climate, and the George Floyd thing happened. So even though everybody was supposed to, because of COVID, everybody's supposed to isolate and lock down, the left just completely looked the other way, and they thought it was beneficial for them. They actually encouraged not only the protests but the riots, and they because they were thinking it was going to hurt Trump politically, they told the police departments to hold back, and there was crazy looting and rioting, and the left was gaining momentum as far as the energy of the country. Obviously, the scared and frustrated people on the right, and when they had a chance, a riot on January 6th happened too. Maybe it was a protest that turned into a riot. Nevertheless, was it the smartest thing to do? Probably not, because it just gives the left more ammunition. Not that they would find anything else, but how effective was it? Well, it scared them. That's for sure. It scared them. It was it ever going to work? I mean, first of all, the way they're trying to spin it is such bullshit. It's such gaslighting. Was it ever a real insurrection? Like, do those people that are most of those people that were there, they were thought that they were going to take over the government. That, oh well, our guy Trump lost, but fuck it. This is like a third world coup. Like, no. Everybody thought that they were just at a protest. Nobody had, like, there aren't that many people. Almost nobody, like everybody in that crowd probably had like 3 or 4 guns at home. If it was a real coup, you would have contacts in the military. The military would like help out and take over, and people would be armed, people would be shot, people would be detained, people would be executed. I mean, this is just a protest because people were unhappy. The left's been protesting all summer long, but not only that, if they were burning down cities and looting innocent store. I mean, whoever had a store or businesses or whatever, maybe they're on the side of the Black Lives Matter, but they were getting looted, ransacked. You're telling me that this is worse? That if you're actually mad at the government, you actually take the fight directly to the government? A body that can summon like 80,000 National Guard troops. It's not like they destroyed property around the Capitol. No. People that weren't part of the government or the Capitol building, they were left alone. They wanted to do a protest by the Capitol. That's what happened. They're going to try to blame Trump, that Trump whipped them up. If you watch the speech, he never said anything like that. But then again, that's the type of lie about the white supremacists in Charlottesville. That's to be expected. Um, even if Trump conceded right there, if he would have said like, okay, I lost, everybody go home, this thing would have happened, and he would have got pinned on Trump because of all his white supremacist dog whistles or whatever. And like the double standard is so apparent. They really the state really cares about itself, to preserving itself. They went ham. They didn't. Black Lives Matter activists or looters or whatever. You could punch a police officer or whatever. Some people just got community service for that, like 30 days probation, got off with like a slap on the wrist. Well, if you were even in the vicinity, you were caught on camera entering the Capitol building or around they had like digital billboards looking for you. They had asking friends and family. They had like FBI investigating. People got huge 5-year prison sentences. So the disproportionality of that, it's so crazy. But the left is still trying to cling on to it. They need to. Do they see that their policies are not working? That people are not attracted to what they have to sell? So they need to whip up fear. They need to whip up fear that there's a Hitler with a white supremacist army that's lurking, the silent majority, and then next year or any day now he's going to give them the signal to take over the government. That's why we need to reinforce the elections. And yeah, the January 6th stuff, man, it just the way they're taking it out of proportion just shows how biased the media is. Shows how powerful the state is at manipulating the narrative. Even though that's something that's just like a protest gotten out of hand, they're gonna turn it, trying to spit it into this crazy insurrection. Yeah, their power to manipulate the narrative, it's crazy. So people should be careful out there.